Hello, everybody, and welcome to Squid School. I'm Coach Geoff.
I'm Coach Andre.
Hey, it's Coach Mikey, your friend.
Your very best friend. And
Your best friend.
we're going to, as we've done before, we're going to talk about the map modes that are currently on rotation for League, and then we're going to go and play it. I am an X-rank competitive player, and the other coaches are getting a little
Not
bit newer.
good.
A little bit newer to the game, I was going to say.
We're not quite X-rank yet.
Coach Simon, unfortunately, is unable to be with us for today, but we have Coach Devi, who is able to come and fill in. The thing about Splat Zones that makes it so much different from all the other modes is that there is exactly one area of the map that matters. If you're not in a position to impact that exact point on the map, then you're not doing it right. You can have not a single more other pixel on the map painted than just this stuff, but if you can keep this stuff painted, you're winning, you know? Like, it doesn't matter controlling over here unless that prevents people from getting over here. You don't want to be on the zones, because if you're on the zones and you get someone come and splat me, see how I exploded? And all of a sudden the map is green? That explosion is of the wrong paint color. And if you get splatted on zone, that paints the zone for the enemy. So you don't want that to ever happen. And so you very rarely actually want to be there. One exception might be if you've got like a baller or something, but that's really it. Any place that you can paint the zone from without being on the zone is the most important point on the map for you to control. So like, if I have a longer range weapon, I might be able to paint my zone from here. But generally, for most weapons, if they want to be painting the other zone, they're going to be looking at this spot that I'm standing right here. So this area is really heavily contested. Like, people are going to be gunning for it because it's so important. And therefore, since that area is important, being behind this box is a really good source of cover. And it's a great way where you can, you know, be somewhat safe, but still have easy access to the zone as soon as things go your way. Common flanks that you will see include... So if I come out from spawn, there are two ways I can go, basically. I can either go to the right, or I can go to the left. If I go left, one advantage that gives me as, say, a frontliner is that I can, like... You see where I am right now? Okay. I can be, like, right here, and they can't shoot me, but I can see everything that's developing next to their tree, which is obviously that. Since those 2 points are really good for controlling the zone, all I have to do as a frontliner is wait until someone pops up there, and then pop out and attack it. What a lot of backliners like to do is they like to stand back over here, because this gives them some cover, both from people who are coming from that direction where I just showed you, and from people who are coming this way around. So let's say I know that there's someone over there, but they've been watching my flanks on tree every time, so I'm going to try and flank from a different direction. If I come over this way and hop up over here, this is called sneaky. And I might be able to come and digress on somebody who's at their ramp, which is what I'm shooting right now. Now the thing is, the Charger actually has a defense against that, because they can sit behind this wall. I say Charger, Splatling works somewhat this way as well. If I'm back here, I still have that cover. So this is a really popular backlining position, as is on top of here, anywhere on the side of the railing there. And also, on top of the bridge is a really powerful position, because you can see everything, but it's also a very exposed position. People are going to know where you are, and they're going to call that out pretty fast, so... You want to, like, you know, get up there, take a couple of choice shots, but then move someplace else. The other thing that really makes that map weird and unique is that it has a bridge that covers up the zone. If I were to throw the Ink Storm over the zone, it would only paint a tiny bit of it because most of the rain would land on top of the bridge. So there are some specials that are significantly nerfed by that map, missiles and rain among them. You got to be really careful about that. And also, if you have a sprinkler, you can throw it on the underside of the bridge and it'll paint the zones for you. But by the way, HyperX sent us microphone, a keyboard, a mouse, and a headset. And like, yeah, like... I am very happy to have all of this new stuff. I can hear things nicely now. I'm very, like, not even shilling happy that we got all this stuff. It's pretty sick. Even though I'm definitely shilling, because we're supposed to do that. Anyway.
Gotta pay the bills somehow, baby.
Right?
Right. Anyway, so Arrow on a Mole, it's a very long, narrow map, which is unpopular, competitively speaking, because it makes lockouts easier. One thing you could do is go this way. The problem with going this way is not being here. The problem with going this way is getting to that point, because you only have two options, and both of them are over these grates, which don't offer you any hiding spots. Like, if somebody in mid sees me walking from this grate, like, what am I gonna do? Go squid form and hide? Like, oops, I'm dead. If you can get in from here, from the floor, this is called court, the area that I'm in right here. If you can get in this way, paint up this wall, and then kind of peek up and over and jump and get in that way, that's usually the safest way to approach from that direction. Now, the most powerful place is to come from over here, because you have the height advantage and you can paint the entire zone. The problem with being here is that this spot right here is one of the better sniping locations in the game. And this area up here is basically unassailable to me. Like, sure, I can probably shoot up there, but in order to get close enough, I have to walk all the way across this grate with a charger or a splatling looking at me. Like, that just never ends well. So these positions are super duper powerful for backliners, and it can be really hard to control them. Early on, peeking around this corner right here, like from where I am to now here, is often just suicidal. There's gonna be someone there, you're gonna get shot, either from over there, or if the charger decides to be funky with it, from over on the other side. So this is really dangerous right here. But if you can control this area, I mean, I can get the zone painted in seconds. So the other way in, which is really, really janky and is easy to shut down, but it can work occasionally, is watch me right here. If I jump down this way, I have no height advantage on anybody, and it's super scary, but here's what I do have. I have these walls that I can paint up, so I can go straight up this way and end up here. I can go up and land backwards on this guy if I've painted this part of the wall. So that allows me to come back here and come back in with a little bit better cover. I can go straight up this wall and be directly on the zone. I can go up this wall and have good access to their cover over here. Or, as is often the case, I want to come all the way up in this direction and try and take out the people who are up here without them having seen me coming through mid first. Now, the problem with that strategy is if they have any clue that you're here, all they have to do is this. And now, not only can you not move and not climb, but they can hit you at any angle they want to. So that's super easy to shut down if they see it coming. There are basically 3 directions that you can go to get to mid. We'll talk about the way that Devi just showed us first, and that's this path that she's painted. What she's going to do is she is going to go... Remember that top left area I told you about that was really powerful for chargers because they're basically unassailable there? That's the path that the charger takes to get up there, and now you can see they have that access to zone. So that's one method. If you drop down, then you do have access to both of those places from painting up either of these half pipes that I just showed you. So I could go up here, or I could go up here, and both of those are ways that I can get to mid. The other way is in this direction. Close is this area back here that Mikey is in right now. So this spot right here. This is closed. So the other way you can go is right. Notice here, first of all, this area right here, you can stand on it. If you push too far into enemy territory, especially on like tower control, there will be a charger here. And also, you can make this jump if you want to get to the other side. Perfect. Okay. Now, the area that we didn't have access to from below is over to the side right here. If you drop down from here, you end up enclosed. If you're the defending team, you can also paint up this sponge right here. And you can get there. Yeah, Debbie, you can go for it. And so you can use that sponge, climb up on top of it, and then hop over and be there. But the attacking team doesn't have that option, and so the only way we get there is either coming from the direction that I'm coming right now, or if you go all the way up through their entire spawn and come backwards, which needless to say, is probably not going to happen.
The longest way, but if you're a quick weapon with a whack ton of swim speed, it works sometimes.
You need to be keeping a very close eye on their respawns if you're going to try a flank like that, because if somebody is respawning during that time and they see you, now you're in trouble.
Oh gosh.
They've got a double sploosh comp, so that's 2 of those hammer weapons. Again, the answer is to kite them back. If they're close enough to be shooting you, you did it wrong, and you're probably already dead. So just like approach enemy ink with extreme caution. Gengars asks, what weapons and specials do you want for Splat Zones? This is the single mode other than Turf War where painting matters the most. If your weapon doesn't paint, then every other weapon in your comp had better be able to paint.
You at least want 2 specials that can be zone take back.
Bubbles is the strongest for actually painting the zone, and they are also very strong zoning tools. The drawback to them is that they're harder to get onto the zone. Booyah is very, very easy to get onto the zone and has a ton of threat to splat the opponents. But the problem is that it can easily be outpainted by even one player who is shooting into the area that the Booyah Bomb is covering. It looks like it's painting a lot, but it's really not that much. You need to use the Booyah Bomb on the players and not on the zone per se. The problem with Splashdown is you can shoot it out of the sky as it's going up. The utility of the Splashdown in the current meta, in my opinion, is purely to counter bubbles. It does paint a lot, which is good, but the issue, of course, is that you can get splatted if you try and use it. It's not super safe. So you use Splashdown because it just deletes bubbles.
Coming down middle.
Bubbles will literally just vanish as soon as you splash down them. The other special that Debbie didn't mention, though, is Bomb Rush. Missiles, you can't really rely on them painting the zone for you because the opponents control where it goes. Baller is really good for getting onto zone, but it's usually a small enough explosion that it won't completely retake the zone for you. You need it in conjunction with something else. So maybe you use, say, a baller to push everybody off the zone, and then you put bubbles or a Booyah Bomb on top of it afterward, or something like that. You know, you work specials in coordination. You need to be able to outpaint another team of 4. Well, that means that some of them need to not be painting while you're painting the zone. Otherwise, it's a stalemate. So you need to be getting some of them down while also painting the zone, which no one special is going to do all of those things. You basically need a team effort to get it back. We doing things. We making money by showing you how awesome this is. If I tap the top of it, it mutes. Which I like a lot.
That was perfect timing.
I love it.
Let's get this.
But it's adorable. The way that you shut this mic off when you're done with it is you just give it a little pat on the head. It's like you're a loving father telling it that it's done a good job.
Clams, baby.
More clams.
And
Kelp and moray. Ew. Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
These is okay. Clam moray. I shouldn't say this. Clam moray is my favorite moray, and definitely not a bad map in my opinion. Oh, but clam kelpdome is gross. Okay. To get a score on the clam goal is usually one of 3 things. You're either coming from where I am right now, you know, you're coming through sneaky and going up onto snipe, and then running over this way. Also, quick tip, showcased in a spectacular failure that I had on Twitter the other day. If you ride this rail, you can just jump out and throw a clam from right there. So you don't have to swim all the way down here, because this whole way, you're getting shot at. If you just take the rail and poop, throw it like that, like you basically can go about this far in the same amount of time that you can get a clam into the goal. So that's a pretty useful thing to know about. The other 2 ways are going to be from here or from over there.
You
now,
can also get from up here if you're up here.
You can if you get up there, but if not, why didn't you just throw it from when you were right here? This is the extreme flank. This is the I plan to stay up here and give my teammates jumps so that they can score a lot very quickly. That's what you do if you're up here. But being up here is like a huge commitment, and like it's scary to try and get there. One other thing that is really worrisome, if you're... This is not something I think we'll run into, but come over to where I am right now and look at what I've just done. If I hide right here, you guys are probably never going to see me, but if they super jump to me, they're going to land right under the basket. They're not going to land on this wall. They're going to land right where Mikey and Andre are standing right now. Okay, so the jump is coming to me, and you see with the arrow, see where that's landing? Right under the basket. But generally with Clam Blitz, you don't want to be sneaking them in unless you can get a bunch of them in or win the game with them. Otherwise, you're probably just going to go down as soon as you land and they figure out what happened. From here, this is a really powerful position for me to be at because not only can I throw a power clam into the basket from right here, the mini clams, you know, it can probably throw from back here, from this far away, and I can do all of this and get shots on people who are trying to protect the goal while I'm harder to shoot. You guys have got this little lip right here that is making it harder for you to hit me from there. And I've got the elevation that is making it harder to hit me from above. So this is a pretty great place to just stand and throw clams from in a way that's difficult to defend against. It's also really great to get up from this wall. Just realize that if you get up from this wall, yes, you're very close to the basket, but you're not close enough yet. You need to move forward to about here before you can actually get clams in. So if you're carrying a power clam, the instant you peek up here, you're going to get shot at if there's anybody anywhere near you.
Kelp dome.
So let's talk about why this is gross. So the thing about Kelp Dome is that there are a lot of hard walls that you simply cannot get over in any way on Kelp Dome. And they've put the basket in basically the most difficult place to get in the entire map.
The help dome.
Help Dome. Primary way to the basket is going this way. They've made this slightly better in that it is more open than it used to be. It used to be that this unpainted area right here was how far the wall went out, so you had even less room to squeeze through here and get to the basket, but it's still such a hard choke point. The other team will just sit right behind this block where I am. You see where I am? Over here?
Yes.
The other team will just sit behind this block, looking through the transparency and trying to figure out, okay, can we get bubbles in there? Can we get rain over? Can we get missiles on them? They're trying to approach this basket, and there are just too many ways that you can defend it. You can defend it from up on here, you can defend it from over here, you can defend it from up here, you can defend it from spawn. It takes a lot of specials to get through that, and oftentimes it's just one lucky push that ends up being what determines the winner. Now let's talk about the other way you can get in, theoretically. In practice, it's very rare you see this, but it's possible. So if you walk over this way, you still have access to their base from the backside. And you can throw the ball from here, or you can go over in this direction and throw it from here. Usually you prefer to stay in line of sight of spawn for the least amount of time. So usually the path will look something like this. I'm walking using this for cover, and then using this for cover, and then I'm at the basket. But if you needed to get there in a hurry, like maybe if you saw someone coming at you from the choke direction, you could just throw it from over here, and that would work. One other really stupid thing about this map that I hate is that you can actually, once the basket is open, you can't get a power clam in here, but watch what you can do. If I swim from this point that I'm standing on at mid and jump, I can get a clam in the basket.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that. What?
That's a way that even if you are nowhere near being able to get a good push in, you can at least keep the basket open for another second or two. And that forces the defending team to get all the way out there to deal with you. Like, there's no way to paint up and get over mid from this direction, like there is on almost every other map. You have to swim all the way up to where I am right now, and then you can squid and drop through the fencing on the side there. But, like, now you're at a height disadvantage from someone who's trying to do that. Now, what I have seen people do is if they have someone in the base, unbeknownst to the opposing team, they'll throw the power clam over so that the teammate can collect it and get it in from there. Clam canceling is a movement technique where I think I've explained substrafing here before. It's basically substrafing, except that you use clams instead of using the sub weapon. That way, you know, everyone can do it, even subs that don't allow you to substrafe. At least it's better than it was in Splatoon 1. In Splatoon 1, the E-Leader could shoot top mid from your spawn. And the map redesign, I think it did improve this. It didn't fix it, but it improved it. If you have a lethal bomb, throw it at the tent shield, and if there's anybody on the wrong side of the tent shield will immediately pop that bomb, no matter what kind of bomb it is, and it'll explode and splat them.
I have a power clam now all of a sudden.
There is a brush who is watching this and knows that I'm here.
I'm gonna try to get under basket.
Okay, I'm in position. Jump now, jump now, jump now.
Oh my goodness.
Right under.
Oh, wait, what did I just do? There we go.
Oh, cool.
This lover has no idea.
We still there?
Yep.
We're all still here.
One clam. There we go.
Wow.
Let's go.
Yay.
Yep, I did.
There's nobody defending this. They're marking me, but they're not actually fighting me.
They're on low pipe.
Well, that's their mistake.
One's going to the rest.
Coming up on the right.
I hit somebody.
Got two. Okay, I'll work on making a clam because you're going for it. But we should really have one before we try and go in. Yeah, okay. This... Oh, how did we get in? What?
Me being a beast. And Mikey's baller.
Yeah.
Okay, we need more
Oh my
clams.
god, that clam vanished before I could get it in.
Need more clams.
I've got a couple here.
Got a couple here too.
I died to a bomb.
There we go. Okay.
I'll take it.
I was worried for a
nice.
second. I was worried we were going to push to 7, and then it was going to stop. Thank you, everybody, for watching. This has been Squid School. We do this every Tuesday, so if you want to tune in, come on down. We'd love to have you, and we'd love to, you know, work you into the rotation here and play with you. We had 2 people from the stream watching today, so absolutely come on in. And next time we should have Simon and Mikey for a little bit longer, be able to play with them.
Pray for Rainmaker.
Pray for Rainmaker, exactly. We've been trying to get a Rainmaker episode out there. We've been trying to get that content out because someone requested it, and I have all my notes, I have all my talking points. We just haven't had a chance to play it yet, so I'm looking forward to that one. Anyway, stay safe, everybody, and we'll see you next week.